This week's assignment is a memorable speech, and I'll be talking about some of the mysterious facts that people always ask me about during my career in the Navy and 21 years of being submarines, and some of the fun things that I think I've been able to enjoy and do. Um, the first thing I'm going to talk about is, some of the facts that, people ask me. And they ask me, well, how do you sleep in a submarine because it's so small? Submarines aren't actually as small as you think they are. There's two types of submarines, and one's a fast attack submarine. And just picture a three-story building that's 365 foot long, driving through the ocean. And then on the other one that I was on is a Trident class submarine. Just picture something that's 42 feet in diameter and 565 feet, which is roughly 2 football fields long, driving through the ocean. That's 4 stories tall. So there's actually more room on there than what people think, but it's still a small space in relative speaking terms, considering that on the fast attack submarines you have a crew of minimum around 120 people, and on the bigger ones, on the Tridents, you have a crew of 140 plus. So that's a lot of people to be putting into a steel tube and being submerged for up to 60 plus days at a time without getting any fresh air or seeing daylight. I often get asked as well of how do you get to sleep in a submarine for such tight quarters. I often refer to people as telling them as, you know, one of two things. You either look at a coffin for that size and then make it a little bit taller, and that's what you get to sleep in, or take out your um, kitchen cabinets and make them a little bit wider, and that's what you get to sleep in. And then underneath that, for all your space that you get to keep for all your personal belongings, you get like a little 3-inch rack pan underneath your bed. And for the majority of the crew, that's all they get for personal space to store all their belongings. So picture going on up to a 7-month vacation and having to pack all your stuff in an area that's roughly, 3.5 foot wide by 6.5 foot long, and only 3 inches deep. Some of the memorable stuff that I've been able to do is one that I can recall real clearly is that on my first submarine, I was on the USS Springfield, and I was able to go on a northern deployment, and I was able to go above the Arctic Circle underneath the ice for an extended period of time. And with that, I was able to quote unquote play war games for practicing with other submarines underneath the ice. And also, as well, one of my jobs was to, track the ice pinnacles that were under the ice to see where we could or could not go in case something happened. So we had a picture like on a boat, a depth finder. We put one on top of the submarine, and instead of pointing it down, we pointed it up so we could see the ice pinnacles coming on the sheet of paper. And my job was to track that and see where the shallow spots were to see if there was a spot for us to come back to in case something happened on the submarine. Luckily, nothing did. But overall, throughout the 21 years, I've been very lucky, and people ask me all kinds of questions regarding what we did or could not do. So if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. I'll give you the answers that I can, and thanks for listening.